areas that are highlighted here. Although, like I say, CB2 receptors I think are also in the brain, but I think the CB2 receptors are more in the body. But again, it isn't black and white. CB1 receptors are through the body, and CB2 receptors are in the brain. But I think that's the general distinction, right? So we have a number of different, really important areas of the brain that are that have these neurotransmitters. Again, the receptors, okay? And the receptors are perfectly suited to fit THC. So if you think of the receptor as a baseball glove, THC is the baseball, and it's the perfect size, right? So, you know, it was just like they took the baseball, like, you know, when you get a brand new glove, and the first thing that you do is you soak it, you put in the baseball that you're using, that size, and you put it together, and I can't remember, do you actually tie it? I can't, it's been a long time, but you know, you tie it together so that baseball matches the glove. Well, you'd think that Mother Nature done that with these receptors that, again, are littered throughout the brain and in a lot of really important areas, right? Movement, higher cognitive functions. So when I said, you know, your higher thinking, you know, a lot of different really important functions certainly would be occurring there. You know, you got your memory and such, you know, vision and all sorts of different motor skill functions that are occurring here. And so, so they discovered all these receptors, right? And they're like, okay, well, what's going on here? Like, you know, we must have some natural function that these receptors are meant for because they're so predominant throughout the body. Basically, every system in our body has CB1 or CB2 receptors. Your nervous system, your gastrointestinal system, your skeletal system, your muscular system, your respiratory system, your reproductive system, your skin, your endocrine system, your immune system, gastrointestinal system, your respiratory system. I'm probably forgetting a few things because I'm not at all a medical practitioner. I'm a philosopher, so I'm a great bullshit artist, but a lot of what I'm saying, certainly I should qualify myself. You know, I'm going to get into some areas where honestly I don't really know at all what I'm talking about. I'm just going to touch on them, but so I should do that. I've gotten myself in trouble for not qualifying myself, so there it is. So anyway, so the first one that they discovered, I guess endocannabinoid I'm going to call it, is anandamide. Anandamide is basically the same chemical as THC, and it's something that our brain produces when we feel pain. So if we are playing rugby and we hit our knee, our body releases natural endocannabinoids that are anti-inflammatory, muscle relaxant, and painkillers. So this stuff gets, you know, leaked out of your brain, goes down into your knee, and so the natural kind of anti-inflammatories and muscle relaxants and painkillers between your knee and your brain numb it enough that you can just get up a couple minutes later and start playing, and you don't really feel it till the game's over, and you're kind of able to focus on it a little bit more. But by that time too, the inflammation and swelling, if you've injured it enough, continues so much that, you know, you can't stop it from hurting. If you've injured it permanently, your body will just eventually become tired of producing all this anandamide for your knee, and will keep trying, but you end up in chronic pain and affecting, you know, that part of your brain's functions as well. But yeah, endocannabinoids is the term used for internally produced cannabinoids. Exocannabinoids is the term for externally produced cannabinoids. Those could be synthetic cannabinoids like Marinol and Drabanol and such, or cannabinoids produced in the cannabis plant. They're technically exocannabinoids, but we'll just use cannabinoids for short for the most part. This half hour is going to go so quick. Yep. Like I say, a lot of these systems throughout the body are affected, but not necessarily in the same sense that the propaganda machine would like us to think, right? This is from a government, you know, U.S. Sponsored information campaign. They have these on all the various illegal drugs out there. If you end up on bail like I was, you'll have to read one of these on the wall. But anyway, all these systems that they mention here have these CB1, CB2 receptors. And, oh, I should say too, when we mentioned that cannabis has got 70 different cannabinoids in it, okay, or up to 70. Each plant only contains 6 to 12 of that group of 70 cannabinoids, which is why each plant has got a different effect. They all have CBN, CBD, CBN, CBD, and THC. But the other cannabinoids they'll have in various amounts and various different percentages thereof. So each profile of the plants are all different. But they don't have this full 70 cannabinoids. If they did, the plant would be interacting with all of these systems and basically like every possible endocannabinoid your body produces. The cannabinoids and endocannabinoids don't exactly match up. Anyway, the endocannabinoids maintain what is technically called homeostasis in these various parts of the body. And I learned a lot from Dr. Robert Malamede on this issue. He came to testify last year in Victoria here for the VIX trial. I was very privileged to hear him speak. If anyone has a chance to look him up, he teaches an actual full class of semester on endocannabinoids. Just to give you a sense of how large and vast this field is. It's exploded in the last 5 years. And he gave a nice example of how endocannabinoids are able to monitor or maintain an equilibrium in different bodily functions. The example that he used that is very easy to understand is that we have a system in our body to monitor the regulation of your temperature. So you're not sitting there right now at exactly 98.1 degrees or whatever the average is or whatever the average person is, right? We're all a little different too. I like to say we're all unique strains of humans, so that's why sometimes that unique cannabis plant and the unique Homo sapien will just match and we'll just find a perfect chemical symbiotic relationship. And so, I just lost myself there. Anyway, so your body is going either up or down in temperature at any given moment. It's not just the same thing. You're not like an oven or a microwave and whatever. There's some variations. And so you're either cooling off or you're heating up. And your body actually releases an endocannabinoid in order to bring your temperature down.